In Syria, government forces are clearing remaining terrorist pockets in Deir ez-Zor. Islamic State's three-year siege of the eastern city was recently broken by the army and allied forces. These are exclusive pictures from the western side of the Euphrates River, where government forces have made key gains, driving out ISIL. The Russian military has now also established a bridge allowing armoured cars to cross the river. Well, the remaining terrorists in Deir ez-Zor are now surrounded by both the Syrian army and US-backed Kurdish forces. This week, the Russian Ministry of Defence said these remaining terror pockets will soon also be driven out. Well, RT travelled to the city to witness the fighting. Our correspondent Murad Gazdiev has this report from the front line.
Furat Palace, once Deir ez-Zor's most exclusive resort, now a modern-day fortress out of necessity. For 3 years, the garrison here has thwarted ISIS attempts to cross the river. At times, it was a close-run thing.
From the onset, coming up to the roof was very dangerous because of the snipers. It was really bad. But when the army broke the siege, they fell back.
A month ago, it would have been suicide to film up here. Not anymore. This five-star hotel has seen better days, but thanks to its grandiose design and height, it's acted as something of a fortress here in Deir ez-Zor. And just to show you how close we are, if you have a look through this hole at that cardio hospital, well, everything behind that is ISIS's part of the city of Deir ez-Zor. Across the river, they also hold sway. This is all their territory. That's the Euphrates River, and across it is ISIS. It's from there that they shell the city at will, and from there that they launch the occasional raid across the river. Taking the other bank is key to liberating the city entirely. ISIS still sends fighters and arms back and forth across the river at night. It may take weeks, but it is inevitable. ISIS in Syria is on its last legs. Its collapse has been as spectacular as its rise. Since the beginning of the year, the so-called caliphate has lost thousands of square kilometers, losing precious oil fields and strategic towns to the advancing Syrian army and the US-backed rebels. That is not to say it's over or that it'll be easy. ISIS has nothing left to lose. According to the Syrian military, the families of ISIS fighters and die-hard supporters have allegedly retreated to the town of Mayadeen. They have nowhere else to go in the shrinking caliphate. This is the final act. The dream of an Islamic state has been shattered. But even in its death throes, it will inevitably claim more lives. Murad Gazdiev, RT, from Deir ez-Zor, Syria.
Well, we'll be back with more news at the top of the hour. For other stories in the meantime, go to rt.com.